Hey, what's going on, y'all? Jay from JS Films. In this video, we're going to be doing a couple of things. First things first, we're going to be checking out RTX DI and DLSS 3 once again in Unreal Engine 5.3 this time. Additionally, I'm going to be showing you the difference between hardware ray tracing Lumen and software Lumen without hit bounce lighting reflections. I get a lot of questions here on the channel asking, hey, how come my Lumen scenes or renders don't look as good as yours? Well, if I had to guess, it's probably because you're not using hardware ray tracing reflections with your renders. Here we are in Unreal Engine 5.3 once again, and this environment we're using right now is the artist's new Neo Street Cyberpunk environment. As you all know, I love small, photorealistic environments rather than having a huge one. I want something that's small, that's good enough for animations and stuff like that. Because right now I'm just using a laptop. I'm recording everything in just one laptop, so I can't really use big environments. This is fairly new. This just came out. So if you want to check this environment out, I'll put the link in the comments and description below. And again, I do have a coupon code for this as well, so you can get some discount. The only thing I changed here are some of the lighting, and the actual original environment has rain and puddles and stuff like that. I just turned that off so you can see it a little bit better. So it's not gonna be one-to-one. Additionally, I did add a couple more elements to this. I have a character, as you can see, walking around. This car, the motorcycle, the trash truck, and another car are all part of that Liartis Mega Pack that I've been kind of showing you all for $29. Again, if you want to check that out, I'll put the link in the description below with a coupon code. Originally, it's $1,200, but with my code and link, it's 29 bucks. So this car right here is freaking amazing. It looks great. And yeah, so here we are. Walking around in this environment right now, kind of just showcasing it real quick. Right now, we have DLSS off. Nothing is on right now. This is running on Epic scalability settings, so not even cinematic. But again, I'm on a laptop. So a couple of things to note. We do have some pretty nice windshield reflections. That is number one. And that is, again, mainly because I'm using hardware ray tracing with high quality translucency reflections turned on. And another thing you're gonna notice, we're gonna go to the editor so I can show you this on and off. If you look on the ground right there, we're getting some nice reflections coming off of that emissive in the front of the bumper right there. It looks really freaking sweet. And on the umbrellas right here, we're getting some nice reflections. You're gonna see it a lot better when we're in the editor. But here's the environment. And what I'll do next is I'm gonna flip on RTX DI. If you're not familiar with it, it's the same kind of technology they're using in the Cyberpunk 2077 RTX DI or overdrive mode. Pretty much getting rid of that lighting limit in Unreal Engine 5. It's pretty much gonna let you use a lot more lights, a lot of shadow casting lights in your scene. So if I press M right now, you're gonna see automatically that the lights over here are gonna turn on, because Unreal Engine 5 actually has a limit on how many lights you can have. But with RTX DI, again, we can use a lot more. So if I turn that off, turn that on, you're gonna see we have some lights coming on in the back. And I'm actually gonna push this scene a little bit more later. I'm gonna add more lights to it because right now, as you can see, it's super dark, but I'm gonna push this even more later with adding more lights, adding more neon side. So RTX DI off, RTX DI on, looking pretty good. And again, what's crazy about this technology is that if you notice my FPS here on the right side, it says host FPS and an actual FPS, right? So if I turn this off right now, RTX DI, it's about 40 frames per second. And I'm gonna flip it on, and you can see it's still 39 to 40 frames per second. That is freaking incredible. What that means technically is that you can have a lot more lights, movable lights in your scene that are shadow casting, and you won't get hit as far as performance goes. Turn it on and off, nothing. The FPS is really not changing. And so yeah, that's the RTX DI. And now I'm gonna turn on DLSS 3. Now this one right here is DLSS 3 and 66% screen percentage. So I'll press J right now. It's gonna load up. And now DLSS 3 is turned on. And right now we can see on the right side, it says actual FPS is 80 frames per second. All right, with 66%, I am moving in here a lot smoothly, but the image really didn't change that much, right? It's pretty crazy. I'm gonna turn it off by pressing L. Again, 36 frames per second on the right, a little choppy here. If I press J, DLSS 3, it's gonna flicker, and boom, we are here. 68, 70 frames per second. I mean, this looks freaking insane. This looks incredible, man. All right. And after that, what I'll do here, push it a little bit more. We're going to go with DLAA. All right. So we're going to lose a couple of frames per second. But again, this is DLAA 100% screen. And man, 57, 60 frames per second. This is looking pretty darn good. I love this thing. Look at that. That just looks freaking amazing. Now, what I do notice with RTX Di is that the shadows just look a lot better. If you play Cyberpunk 2077 Overdrive, you can see that. It's like, what's going on with the shadows? It just looks so good. You know, to me, I call it like baby path trace. These shadows are pretty similar to like path tracing shadows. It's really darn close. I mean, look at this motorcycle. Like, again, this motorcycle right here is part of the big pack that you can buy, Extravaganza Mega Pack. They look good. And this car also. And then the truck, the trash in the back. Man, it's so funny because I'm actually looking for a Cyberpunk Street right now for something that I'm working on. And then Liartis kind of just released this. So I'm just going to kit bash this and really get a nice scene out of it. Man, it's pretty cool. So again, let's go with J to get a little bit more FPS back. All right, so what we're going to do now is just go to the editor so you can kind of see the difference between hardware ray tracing Lumen and software ray tracing. Okay, so here we are in the actual editor, and as you can see, it's pretty much close to what we were playing, which is pretty insane. So in the outliner, I'm just going to go to my post-process volume. All right, so in the post-process volume, I'm going to scroll down until I see reflections lumen, and then the lumen reflections right here. So right now we have it set to 1. And this is one of the biggest difference with hardware ray tracing lumen and software, is if I untick high quality translucency reflections, you're gonna see that that windshield just does not look that good. But with hardware RT lumen, I can turn that on and my goodness, that windshield just looks freaking fantastic. Another benefit of using hardware lumen is that if I switch this from hit lighting for reflections and switch to surface cache, which is software, you're going to see that we're going to lose those reflections on the ground. Again, with just using hardware ray tracing lumen, we are getting those nice reflections coming from what it looks like just the emissive materials coming from under the car right here. With those two options, you can clearly see the difference between having hardware and software. So with that being said, that's pretty much it for this video. I just want to quickly show you all the difference between hardware ray tracing and software, RTX Di and DLSS 3. Again, if you want to check out this environment, I'm going to put the link in the description and the comments below. And if you want to support me, you can use my link and my coupon code so you can get some discount. That being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.